Speaking of a chazan, there's a story of a beautiful chazan that lived 150 years ago. His name was Rabbi, and he had a voice of gold, beautiful, beautiful, clear and pure voice. And he used to travel to the village of Tolna in Poland, where his Rebbe lived, Rabbi David of Tolna, one of the big tzaddikim from 150 years ago. And every year he would go and he'd be chazan there. In his village he wasn't chazan, but when he came to Tolna he was the chazan there. And they chose him as chazan because he had all those attributes that we spoke about before. His voice would lift the entire community and inspire them for a beautiful new year every single year. But tragedy struck one year. Rabbi was a young man and he got very sick. He became very, very unwell. It was the months before Rosh Hashanah, and it was 150 years ago. There wasn't the medicine we have today, and he was getting worse and worse, and there was nothing much that could be done. He was just hoping that he would make it to Rosh Hashanah, to at least be able to daven one more time by his Rebbe, the Tolna Rebbe. As Rosh Hashanah was approaching, he was singing over and over his favorite song from the high holidays, Haben Yakir Li Ephraim, a beautiful song. And he would sing it and sing it. And he was davening and hoping that Hashem would give him the strength to be there for Rosh Hashanah with his Rebbe. His son, Moishele, a young boy, was watching him and singing with him, and also davening that his father would make it to Rosh Hashanah. But it wasn't to be. He gave his soul back to its maker in the weeks before Rosh Hashanah, and his neshama was returned to its source. His son Moishele was a cheeky kid, precocious, a bit chutzpah type of kid. Nobody could really rein him in and control him at the best of times. And now he lost his father and he went wild. He had a beautiful song voice as well. He was able to sing like his father. And people really wanted him to go in his father's paths and be also a chazan. So the local chazan in his village took him in, looked after him, and invited him to sing with him in the choir in shul. And even though he was a precocious kid, but he agreed to do that. He liked singing. And people just loved his voice. They called him the voice of the harp, like a harp playing when he sang. It was so pure when he sang. It didn't match so much his behavior outside. He had a pure voice, but it was pretty cheeky outside. But in the lead up to Rosh Hashanah, the local chazan trained him and said, we're going to go to Tolna, to the Rebbe where your father used to go, and we're going to sing there, where your father used to sing and be the chazan. And I want you to sing a really special song that is one of the highlights of the davening of Rosh Hashanah. I want you to sing the song Kivakaras Roya Ezry. It talks about how Hashem watches every single person pass him like sheep passing by their shepherd. And he judges each one and blesses them for the year. It's a beautiful song. And you're going to do the solo. That song you're going to sing in front of the Rebbe like your father used to do. So he trained and he learned it and he practiced it. We're going to hear now that song.
Mizzi.
That song, that so powerful song, sung today by Rabbi Sufrin and his son Gavi. Kivakaras Roya Ezry.